So Thinkorswim platform is a platform by TDM Retrade. So when we go here into TDM Retrade and look at tools and platforms, you can see that they have a web platform and their desktop platform and Thinkorswim web. So typically, if you are working from office and if you'd like to access it over the browser, then this is a good thing for you. And Thinkorswim desktop is where you install an application, and it's a very powerful tool there. Okay, so today we'll be discussing about Thinkorswim desktop, and once you install that, you can launch it. So initial screen will look like this. I wanted to show a few things there in the initial screen, which will be very helpful for you. So whenever you kind of close Thinkorswim and start it again, it opens, it installs updates by default. So if you have a TDM Retrade account, you can use the same login, ID and password. You can also switch to paper money or live trading here. And sometimes it might say, your memory is low because this consumes a lot of space. Then you can go use this setting here. And here there are a couple of things that you need to see. So it by default assigns this 24 MB or 72 MB, but you can always change it to, I think for me it's set to 1024 1 GB to 3 GB of RAM. Okay, so that's where you update it. And sometimes you might have saved your Thinkorswim quite a bit, like customized it and stuff, and suddenly it loses all the settings. So whenever that happens, you can click this icon here, and it automatically backs up whenever you close Thinkorswim properly. So you can go and you can select one of the backups so that you can restore to the one that was there before the crash happened or before the reset happened, right? So let me log into Thinkorswim. So there are few things that you need to be aware of. The discussion can be focused on how to trade using Thinkorswim or how to analyze using Thinkorswim. So let me quickly show you how to trade, how to analyze in Thinkorswim, how to set it up quickly. And then if we have time, we can go to how to trade. So once you log into Thinkorswim, I think I logged into paper trading, but that should be fine.
We can't see the screen, Adri.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So this is my paper trading account. So the way it is whenever I hover on top of this one, it's only one screen, correct? And a lot of times people share some of the scanners or some of the grids and stuff. So one way to import that is setting up, go to setup and open shared item. So whenever someone gives you TOS.mx links, this is where you need to kind of use it. For example, let me quickly open one of the script. Okay, I have, while I find that. So I have this script that I have shared with people which is about moving averages. Once you copy that and click preview, and it says CS moving averages, and you can import that one. So it would have opened this kind of window for you. Okay, so it has moving averages that I typically use. So now what you could do is for you to save this one, there are multiple levels of saves that you could do. Okay, so let's quickly look at how to save this. Okay, what you're seeing is a bunch of studies added to this one. Okay, the studies can be found in studies, and you can see the edit studies. So you are trying to save all these moving averages that were already specified when you imported it, right? So when you import it, it gets imported as say, so when you go here to sets, it imports as CS moving averages. Okay, so if you want to give it your own name so that you can remember, I can say save as a set, and then I can give, say, maybe um, RC moving averages. Okay, something like that. So once you save that, no matter where you are in any screen or something gets messed up, right? So for example, you remove all these studies and you want to get it back, you can always go to studies here, load steady set, and whatever that you saved here. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about from the perspective of whenever someone shares with you how to import that and how to save it as your own. Okay. So now, as you can see here, we are looking at some studies in Thinkorswim, and there are also some styles. Okay, so for example, I can go and set up saying I don't like this candlestick pattern. It's kind of very, very um, clumsy, right? So what I would prefer is I would prefer a bar, and also I would prefer the candles displayed something else. I like a when you go to here, there are some settings. The way I went to settings is here, and lot of settings are here by default. Okay, so when you go to general, the important settings that is of interest is the show order setting. So what it does is if you have some orders like stop orders or buy orders, it shows it on the graph. Okay, and you see there are small icons here like this. So what they mean is if you click on them, for example, I want to show orders. Every time I want to change it, like I don't want to see, now I want to see, I want to do it frequently, then you can click on that icon there. What it enables you is it enables you to access that setting from this styles menu. Okay, here if you see, you can show orders and stuff, right? So there was a setting called show studies, and I enable that to be visible here. So what it does is if I am done with analysis and I want a clean chart, I can go to styles and switch off the studies so that it displays it as a clean chart. Okay, so this is how you can do settings, like you see bar chart, and you can also change the appearance of this one. Say you want the background to be a white, if you want to be very clear, and you want the upticks to be of a different color and stuff. So whenever you change that guy, so the cursor color can't be different, has to be different. Okay, so I'm applying these settings, and if you want to save these settings the way they are, you can go to styles and save style as white background. Okay, so now because I imported a study here, and I can see, as you can see, there are two windows open. One is this main screen window, the other one is a chart window, correct? So I would also like to have a watch list window open. So ideally the watch list are available here. Okay, so if you go to watch list, if you already see here, that's well and good. If not, you can always go and add it as a widget. And in the widget, there are a lot of things, and you can set watch list there. So once you have that watch list displayed, the three icons that you see here, they will help you detach it. So you can say detach gadget, and this is how you detaches it. Okay, so now you have three windows open. So now let's see maybe I would like to go and look at all Dow Jones Industrial Average stocks. Okay, so these are the bunch of stocks here. I have it open here. Okay, and then I also want to kind of have another window that trades me a daily um, analysis at the end of the day you want to come. Okay, so for example, for that, what you could do is you can take this chart that you see here and detach that chart. Okay, so when you detach that chart, you'll get this new window. This is the fourth window that we have. Okay, and now in this chart you can have as many grids as possible. So for that, you have to go and see this icon, the rectangle that you see here. Here you can configure it to be multiple grids. Say I can change it to 12 grid. Okay, and I can have symbols here like say QQQ, SPY, and Apple is another one which I would like to watch. Right, Apple, and maybe weeks, right? I mean, just kind of taking something, and then Tesla, Nvidia. So you can enter all that stuff. So now you have that. Now you would like to get the averages in all these things, okay, displayed. So let's change it to maybe like that, okay, for easy simplicity, 6 grid. So if you want to averages, remember you saved the steady as averages. What you could do is you can go to steady, load steady set, and averages. Okay, simply it comes like that. Okay. So that's how you could take advantage of whatever steady set that you saved. And if you do not want these things, this RSI displayed here, especially because there are a lot of things here, then you can remove that and save it as a different set so that you can apply it to all these things. So now that you have this grid and you want to save this grid, okay, say maybe, so when you want to save it grid, you click here and save grid as. Save grid as, and you can give a name to that. Say maybe 6 chart grid with MES, right? So whenever you save it, if you remember, there is now there is this 6 grid chart, there is this single chart, and there is watch list, and there is a main screen that is available here, right? So that sounds pretty good. And now you would like to kind of also do some more things, right? So this one, if you want to save this entire 6 things as is, like whenever you open the thinker stream again, and if you want all these sections to be saved as is, what you can do, a shortcut of it is, remember there is something called the main window. This is the main window where you say all these menus and stuff. If you just close this guy and it says you want to close it and save it, then next time when you open it, all these 4 tabs open as is. Okay, but by mistake, if you kind of close this guy after you're done and then save it, then only 3 tabs will be displayed, right? So just to not lose all the hard work that you have put in to set up these different windows, what you can do is you can go to setup and save this entire things as a workspace. Okay, setup save workspace as, and you can say maybe RCTOS or something like that. Okay, so now what happens is I can close this guy and I can close all this stuff, and suddenly I realize no, I have to go back to the same appearance, right? So you can go and click setup, and there should be RCTOS. So what happens is it reloads that think or swim with all those 3 windows as is. Okay, so all those windows are loaded here. Okay, and you can see that guy also. there's a watch list there and stuff, right? Okay, so that's a good thing to know. So multiple levels of the stuff, right? So first it starts with the workspace, which is kind of all the open windows and all the settings as is. Second level is the chart main screen, and you can also detach these charts as many times as you want. I got a new chart here, and within this chart section, there are grids, multiple grids that you could say, okay? And within each of the grids, for example, I want to analyze it 3 times. One is a daily chart, maybe I'll change it to weekly chart. The other one is QQQ. So one good thing is, like you see here, there is a small icon with a link button on the side of the ticker, and this has a color. It has some colors that you could select. So if I want all these 3 grids to be of the same ticker, what I can do is I can select that 8 brown in all those stickers, okay, like that. When you go and do that, what happens is now all these are linked, and this one you see the volume chart because that's the default setting. You can go and remove that if you don't want it. So for that you have to go and into the settings tab, because this whatever you're looking at is an equity. You have to go to equity, and there is a show volume subgraph. You uncheck that, okay? And by default, this has grids, if you can see, and also light gray background. So if you want to change that, you can go to appearance, and you can switch off the grid and change the background to maybe dark background, okay? Something like that, okay? So the same thing, if I want to apply here too, I can save this style as dark no grid. So once you have that, you can easily go to styles and load style set dark no grid. Okay, so now it is kind of synced, right? So now you would like to save, change it to a weekly, daily, and maybe hourly. Okay, and here why you see these things is it also, whenever it's less than a day, it shows the extended hours. So you can also control whether you'd like to see extended hours or not. For that, you have to go to settings. So we're going to settings again and again, right? So let's go quickly through a bunch of important things that are here, okay? So the first thing is, by default, there is these things that are selected, and there is a snap drawing to. It's set to none. What it means is, for example, if you want to draw a trend line here, say from here to here, okay? So when you go and start drawing the trend line, you see you have to, it's not snapping it. You have to perfectly align it with this one, okay? So instead of that, if you go and enable that snap drag drawings to, say, open, high, low, close. Now what you can do is, even though you are approximately around that, it just snaps to that high, okay? See snapping happening, and that makes drawing very easy, okay? So that is one setting that I go by default and set it, and then after that, the other thing is, yeah, so I think these are okay. If you want to see the trades that you're actively placed on, you can click the show trades here, and it shows the trades that you already made. Say, for example, let me see. It shows all the trades that you have made in the past, okay? The next thing is the price axis. What we are looking at, the price axis, is this one, right? So what happens here is, whenever you kind of add a study that needs extension, or it goes very high, right? If it's doing projections and stuff, you can select the settings whether to fit all the studies and their levels in the chart or not, and all these things, right? So you can do that. But the main important thing here is use log scale, yes or no. So when you click log scale, yes or no, what it means is you can switch this price axis from absolute axis to log axis, log scale, which is what I would prefer to. And as you can see here, let me apply that. And say I drew this trend line, correct? But I want to see, I also would like to draw something else here, another trend line like that. And I wanted to see what is in future, right? So you can't see now because there is no right expansion area. So you have to go and select that right expansion area. So for that, you can go to the settings icon again. And because right expansion is on a time axis, because you want expansion time, here's the expansion area. Maybe you can say 50 bars to the left. Okay. And here is corporate actions that you want to display, which shows the earnings and stuff there. And rollover lines is typically monthly rollovers. And if you are into options, you can see expiration Fridays, all that marked there. Okay. So once I expand that, see that it has created 50 days of space on the right side, which will help you see the future where this triangle pattern is kind of consolidating, or if it pulls back, where exactly it pulls back. Right. So all this kind of stuff you could do in the settings. An easy way to change the expansion area is here. If you see this guy, right expansion settings, you can go and change right expansion settings there if you want, which takes you to the same window. Okay, so we looked at price axis, we looked at time axis, and then the appearance is where you adjust how these bars display and what type of chart you want, everything. And you can also change it to different types and stuff. These are like customizing the backgrounds and stuff, colors and stuff. So when we go to equities, the main important thing is if there is a CNBC video that gets released, it's automatically integrated. If you enable that, there'll be a small icon that shows the video there. So there is some news about the stock, whatever you're doing. Okay, and this is where you control extended hourly trading session, right? Whether to show it or not, right? So I don't want to see the extended trading hours sometimes, right? So in this window, I would like to switch it off. So I have to go to equities because it's the equity, and show extended trading hours is switched on. I will switch it off. And I want to do it frequently on and off. So I would like to select this guy so that what happens now is once it is switched off, if I want to see what happened overnight hours, what was the low and high, so that I can get a support and resistance level for intraday trading, I can go back and go to the styles here, and you should see that thing that you can toggle. Okay. So now that we have this weekly, daily, hourly, and we also stored the averages one. So you can go and click on studies, because there are no studies now. You would like to load studies and MAs, right? So that's how you can do studies, load study set, MAs, studies, load study set, MAs. Okay. So now we have all these three, and setup. Sometimes what happens is, especially this one, weekly we are selected, but it's 10 years. You might not need that much history, right? You can go and change it to maybe 2 years. Okay. And then you probably need to adjust the right expansion area also. So 10 maybe. So now it looks only, it shows only the part that is of interest to you, right? And stuff. So same things, daily, probably, I think 6 months should be okay. Okay, and then hourly 20 days is fine. And we need to enable right expansion area here. And now we have this grid, which is very, very, very good, right? So what I would like to save it is, before I lose all this hard work, right? I would like to save this grid as, say, single stock, weekly, daily, and hourly, right? So that's how it's very helpful. Now that you have it, when you have a watch list displayed there, where was the watch list? Is the watch list, right? The good thing is you want to quickly analyze these Dow stocks, say. So what you could do is Now you have this grid, right? And we have this watch list. So you come in the evening and you want to quickly analyze a bunch of stocks. This could be a bunch of positions that you are already in stocks. Okay, so you keep here because all these are tied to the color 8. You can change it to the this watch list also to 8. And what happens is as soon as you click CRM, it switches that one. So quickly you're seeing that, okay, daily is looking strong, weekly is uptrend, hourly mild consolidation happened, right? AXP like this, okay? So you can quickly go through that thing. So that's how you slowly build your analyzing things. And because you made some changes here and you have this grid, you would like to save this workspace again so that save workspace as RCTOS save, okay? So that you don't lose it. So now you have an RCTOS, you'll get all these windows that are open. This one, weekly, daily, hourly analysis, and there should be mm, yeah. So let's reload that one. Set up RCTOS. So by default, they will be inactive once you go and click it. Once you go and click it, they will be active. Okay. So now you should have. I'm trying to find all tab. Okay. Now we have that. Watch it. So that's one important thing that you need to look at and where you can configure all these things. Okay, so it shows all those things there. Just to recap, we looked at how to save workspace, and then we looked at how to have multiple charts displayed, and in each charts how to have multiple grids displayed. Correct, and also we discussed about how to save in a window, like say in this window how to load studies from already things and how you could also change the styles. Okay, so we discussed all that. So now say for example, as you can see, there is at the bottom there is a drawing set default. What it means is the default is something new that recently TOS has included, not recently, a couple of years ago. Before that it was not there. So what it does is whatever drawings that you make, say for example caterpillar, um, I'm trying to analyze this one using some drawings. That is a downtrend line, correct, and there is an uptrend line here. Say I just want to kind of put that one in thing there. So clearly I just connected these 2 points and see there, that's where it's kind of consolidating. Now that I drew this in the default thing here, default drawing set, whatever I draw here will be available in all the other windows wherever you have the cat. Okay, if you change it to Apple, you might not see that, but whenever you change it to cat, whatever the default settings drawings that are there, they'll be visible. Why this is important? This is important because if you make these drawings on Thinkorswim desktop, and when you access the same chart on mobile, all these drawings in the default will automatically show there. So you are seamlessly carrying all your hard work and multiple levels that you have plotted onto mobile also. That's why it's important. But sometimes I would like to go and draw very long term, say monthly patterns, say like this. This is looking at a very, very long term picture, right? Where I would like to draw that trend line, say, and yeah, and I would like to draw some Fibonacci's on this one like that, which is very, very long-term trend, right? And now all that is there, I would like to save it as a long-term drawing set. Okay, not the default one. I don't want to be on this default one. So what you could do is you can, on the drawing set level, you can go and create a drawing set, and you can say that as long term. So because we selected create drawing set, it created a new drawing set, which is of empty, but we can go back to default, and you can save as a new drawing set called long-term analysis. So now that is saved there, I can remove that. Okay, I can remove that from the default so that I'm not confused, right? Okay, so this is the default, but when you go to long-term analysis, you'll see that long-term trend lines and stuff also there. So this is another layer of things. Workspace, grids, studies, drawing sets. So these are multiple layers that you can add to where it lets you save your customizations, drawings, and all this kind of stuff. Okay, that's pretty much about charts. I would say there is these grids that you have here. Whenever you create these kind of things, I think earlier they were not. You cannot control this one quite a bit there, and if you have 2 rows, that's it. You can only have 2 rows, right? But if you want some flexibility in that, there is in the chart section there is a flexible grid section. What you could do is you can say, let's say, create okay flexible grid, say reset. So this is what it looks like, the flexible grid when you do not have, right? So for example, if you want to analyze something here and you have to have some short things here, you can do that. Say you want to add a new row, you can add a new row. Okay, you can collapse all this stuff there, and then in that columns you can add multiple stuff here. So this is a flexible grid where you can create that, but this is nothing but a regular grid that will be useful. Some of the flexible grids, yeah, for example, if you want to whenever it removed all my things. Okay, so you have to be careful about that. Okay. So this is a different way of you analyzing things, and you can save that one also as a flexible grid, and you can load whenever you want multiple value. When you have multiple flexible grids, you can always load a flexible grid. Okay, so that is another thing that is of importance. So far we focused only on charts section, correct? Charts tab. This monitor tab shows you the positions that you have. Okay, and this is a bunch of positions that you have. If you want to detach, you can detach that one too. This is the detach icon. So you have you can have multiple of these things, right? The next thing is, if you want to go and see all the historical transactions that you made, you can go to account settings, and then you can see a list of say DG stock that I bought, say from 20, right? So it shows that there was this, I bought 10 of them um, on March 18th, okay? So that's how you can go back and see all the transactions that you have done for a specific stock, okay? So that's pretty much about the account activity and positions, account statements. And when we go to trade, this is where you can see how to buy and sell stocks, right? So quickly, we can go through some of the easy ways to do that. So you can right click on the price here and buy or sell. Okay, this is simple buy. it buys some stuff, and by default sets 100. If you want to go and change the default settings forever, you can go to setups, application settings, orders. There should be a, I think the order defaults that you can see here. The notification section, you can give an email address where you need to get all the notifications, or a mobile number or something like that. Order defaults is where it sets you for stocks. Whenever I click on buy, maybe buy 10 stocks to start with. Once I want to click the plus icon that is here, plus or minus, increment it by 10, say. So apply settings. So whenever you do that, when you go and buy again, it by default gets 10, and you can increment it by 30. You can adjust those settings there. And make sure you save that workspace once the settings is done, so that even if something gets messed up with your thing costume, it's still available, those settings and stuff. Okay. So that's pretty much about how to place an order. An easy way to place an order is, like, for example, we see that the Caterpillar this level is there, right? So that is a level, and by default, it is not showing a price. I want to show the price. Okay, show the price on the right, say. And every time I draw a horizontal line, I want to show the price. So if you want to save this setting, you have to click a save as default. So what it does is, whenever you draw a next time a price level, it shows the price on the right side. So you want to create, whenever it visits this area 173, you want to kind of create an alert. Okay, so what you could do is, you can go to Market Watch and create an alert here for Caterpillar. Or an easy way to do is, right click on the drawing that you made, and there should be an option to create an alert based on this one. Excuse me. This is 173.3. Okay. Cat stock at or below. Okay. And this is the one, you can create that. So while creating that, what happens is, whenever it moves below that level, you'll get an alert. But let's say it moves today, but you want to really don't want to buy when it loses that level, but when it actually comes back and moves above that, you want to buy it there. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is, whenever you create an alert like this, at or below 173, you create an alert, but once it comes down, you can also create a reverse alert. Okay, so you can say, in the options, alert for reverse crossover, and you can create a regular alert. So what happens now is, now you can see these alerts there, that it is active now. And once it crosses down, it automatically creates a new alert for you for a cross at or above that level, so that you know when it bounces back. So that's the power of alerts, right? And you can create as many alerts as possible, like that. And if there are too many alerts there, and if you want to kind of, it's distracting on the chart, you can go and in the settings, you can, on the price axis or equities, right? Where was the show alerts thing? There should be a setting where it says, Maybe there is no setting. So when you go on click here, there should be a way to switch off the alerts if you want to. Yeah, here alerts, show alerts, do not show. Okay. So when you do that, it will not be displayed. It will not be displayed. Okay. So that's how you could change it. What is this arrow? Show arrows only. So it looks like there is an just shows that there is an alert there, and you can click that probably. Okay. So that's how you could make. Why alerts are important? Because you can't monitor all the tickers whenever you want. That's important there. Okay. So and if you want to place a buy order, say I'm loading. We have these moving averages, and let's go and see. So now when it goes down that, you'll get an alert for sure, right? And after that, maybe around, this is 50 months, right? So let me go to 50 weeks. Yeah, so at that time, maybe like you want this 165 level, you want to buy something, right? So what you can do is you can right click at that price. You can go to buy here, or you can go there and create a buy order from there, okay? And it's saying buy 10. So it sticks there, okay? That's what thing. And later you kind of see that the moving averages are falling quite a bit, and you change your mind and you do not want to buy at 100 weeks, but actually you want to buy at 200 weeks. You can drag it, drop there, okay? So now you can also do in such a way that, it's below this middle Bollinger Band, or it's below this trend line. You would like to buy once it crosses above that. Okay, so if you want to do that, like once it moves above one strong, if you want to do that, what you could do is you have to put a stop buy order. So say here you want to buy them, buy stocks, and with stop. Okay, buy custom with stop, and what it so buys 10 stocks. No, this is not the thing. um, let's say here buy custom. Okay, let's go here. From here we'll go to buy. And here in the buy, instead of limit order, where we specify what exactly is the price, here we want it to buy it after it crosses 225. Okay, so we'll say stop and 225. So and confirm. So this is a buy order, and you are buying it whenever there is a stop. Okay, so there is a stop, so it's waiting for that condition. As soon as it comes about 225, it buys at that level. So it makes sense there, right? Because typically a lot of people use stops to kind of protect from downside. So whenever it goes below that, they'll sell it, right? But you can use stops for buying also. So you are waiting for the pattern to break higher, and then you are buying it. Okay, so that's another way of trading and buying it once the pattern resolves. Okay. What else? There's a lot of things about options that you can do here, which is probably out of scope, I think, for this session. But yeah, maybe in a option specific session, we can go through in depth into some of these settings. In the Analyze tab is where you analyze some trades. Say, for example, you want to buy right. Okay, so what it means is you want to buy 100 stocks, right? And you want to sell a covered call against that. Okay, so you do that, and you want to sell maybe a October 250 covered call on it. Okay, so you have to press the control button because you are adding to something existing, and you sell that one. Cannot create custom covered spread. Why is that? Okay, so what you could do here, you can right click here and buy covered stock. So now what it's doing is it's trying to buy 1,000 of the stocks, and by selling 10 contracts, you can reduce it to one. Okay, so it buys 100, and this is what you pay. Okay, because this is options from option chain, even though it says 204, actually it's 100 times that one. Okay, so which will probably is taking away 20,458 from your account. Okay, so that's how you place covered call and good till cancelled. Say confirm and send it. You can see those orders are already showing there. Okay, so that's way it's easy to easy to manage on the chart. You can adjust those things and stuff. Okay, analyze tab, what it does is whenever you do a trade, say here, you can go to activity and positions, you can go to working orders, and you want to see how this profile, this trade structure is. So you can right click on that and analyze trade. So then it shows how the profit of it changes all the way to 225 and above 250, because you sold a covered call, there's no profit, right? So this kind of stuff. But yeah, when you go into options in depth, this analyze tab is a very good tool to analyze the profit profile of a spread. I'm doing a spread here, and you can right click analyze the trade on how the profit looks like with this one. Like by I invest like 4,000. I invest like $4,000, and I have a potential to get close to $15,000 in this spread, October spread, because I'm buying 10 of them, right? So if you want to, for options, you don't want 10, you have to go to setup, application settings, order defaults, options, default quantity 1. Okay. So like that spread, or if you want to convert into a butterfly, you can do that too. But that's kind of, let's leave it there. Yeah. So you want, whenever you want to see the graph of the analyze, you can click that one and go to the risk profile, and it shows the profit and loss graph. Okay, and you can see here by adjusting the dates of it, how everything is changing as it comes close to the expiration. Okay. This blue line is primarily the on the expiration date, which is here the October 15th, and the purple line is as of this date. Okay, and as it goes close to the expiration, like October, you see that the purple line slowly aligns with that blue line. Okay. Yeah. So economic data is more like, if you have some employment news or currencies, all these are different things that government, like PPI index, all this kind of stuff. So all those things you can look at here. Okay, and think back is something where you would like to kind of test some back trades and stuff. Like, what if I have done this one and stuff. So there are a couple of things there. One is think back, where you can go and test your strategies. The other one is on demand. So when you go to trade here, I think there should be on demand button here. Where is it? I think that is think back. Typically here, there should be a on demand button. I think that's probably is not activated in my simulated trading account. But on the live trading account, there'll be an on demand, which is very similar to think back, where you can go and analyze stuff as of a previous day. We'll walk through that one too. So quickly we'll move on. Fundamentals is about a specific stock. If you have, say, Tesla, it displays some analyst ratings here and stuff. You can actually download and see what the street is analyzing, and they have detailed analysis of how it is looking like, how much is the price target and stuff, and how are the competitors doing. and all this kind of stuff. So that's also useful information sometimes. Um, yeah, this gives you quarterly or annually how things are changing over time. Okay. In the scan, there are a lot of scans that you can create by yourself. Yeah, so that's completely a different topic altogether. In the market watch, you can see a list of quotes, list of alerts, sorry, that you have already. Like I have it on CAD, and quotes is something like a watch list, I would say, where you can see a list of symbols that you could add it. Okay, so if you can select multiple watch list here. So I want to look at unlist upgrades. Okay, unlist down. I think this will be populated once the market opens. Maybe I want to see at S&P 100 stocks here. Come on. Okay, so like that, you can have some quotes here. You can have some alerts here, and visualize is also very useful for you. It gives you a eagle eye view of the heat map on what is happening. By default, it's displaying all the possible indices and public. So you can actually go to a specific index. If you are into tech stocks, you can go to NASDAQ 100 and see what exactly is being done, or like S&P 100. And if you see, there are different sectors of it, like consumer services and stuff. Looks like the information technology is doing pretty good there. You can drill down there and go to that information technology, and then in there will be subsectors on yeah, so all those kind of subsectors where you can go and look at it. Okay, so it's a very powerful way of looking at things, and if you want to look at what exactly moved quite a bit, this is one way of viewing it. If not, you can also go and look at index watch, not the heat map, which displays it in for example, let's select a watch list here, and that would be public S&P 100, say. So out of the 100 stocks that are there, how many went up, how many went down? And because this is similar to trading, it's not showing anything, but in the actual session, it shows what exactly are the stocks that went up and down. Okay. Calendar shows a lot of things. Like if you want to see a list of uh, earnings that are there in the upcoming week, which is 23rd to 27th. You can go here. By default, it is showing some watch list, but you can go and select a custom watch list of your own, like say maybe this one. There are no earnings here. Maybe next week. I don't know what exactly is in that watch list. Yep. So I can go and select a bigger watch list there, maybe public. Okay. So in S&P 500, there are not many earnings there. That's interesting to see. Yeah, something is not correct, right? um, yeah, so it kind of, yeah, so it shows all the earnings that are there by the date. Or if you want to see when the dividend payments are there, you can click both of them, and any events that are there, all this kind of stuff. You can look at this calendar and stuff. Okay. So we already discussed charts, and coming to tools here. I think these videos are from CNBC. And that's pretty much it. I think we covered a lot of stuff there. Um, in the education tab, it was actually going to a different page before, but they kind of included it here itself in the education. And I think that concludes it. If you would like to listen to some chart rooms there are some chart rooms that will be active during the market hours that you can go and look at it if you have time and listen to those things, or it will be live streamed and stuff there. So that's about setting up Thinkorswim and some of the looking at some of the features there in Thinkorswim. So hope that was helpful. Um, yeah, I'll give it back to you, Kishore. So you guys have any questions on this one? Let me see. I think the session was being recorded and it might be shared. Yeah, yes, I think it will be shared. Can you show once again on conditional alert buy? Yeah, so I mean, by conditional alert buy, there can be a lot of things, but just like if you want to see the price to go at certain level, what you could do is say, I want to buy Caterpillar, right? That is the main intent, and you want to apply some conditions here. One thing that I have shown you guys is just like, limit order, you specify where to buy. Stop order, you specify, once it starts going higher, when to buy after crossing the pattern. Or what you could also do is, if you see there is this guy that is there, small ones, and there is settings stuff, right? So what you could do is you can go to that settings and it brings the order rules. Okay. In these order rules, you can do a lot of things. Okay. So it has to be a good till cancelled plus extended hours, and you can go and satisfy a condition. Say maybe like you want to wait for Caterpillar until the Dow Jones Industrial Average, right? DGI, which is part of it, right? Or dollar DJI, and you want it to be based on a steady, simple moving average. Yeah, so simple moving average or price actually, right? Mark is greater than or equal to simple moving average. So you can do those kind of things. You not only need to specify when CAT happens, but you can also make some decisions based on some other stocks also. So it renders into a useful format here where it says once you kind of have this one right and you want to save it. So did I save it? Think. Okay. Let me see. I want to save. So when you go and look at here, it says no, it's not letting me trigger it. How to set limit and stop to percentages. Yeah, that would be trailing stop. So for example, you buy it and then trail stop, right? And here there is a mark of like say 10 cents, maybe $1, you can do that, right? So that's good, right? So what you're saying is as long as it stays within the one of the current price behind $1 behind the current price, you are moving it in that way. Or you want to change it to percentage. Here you see these are the different things, right? So percentage, increments, and this. So when you change to percentage, maybe 10% cushion, you can have it. Okay. So because I don't have it, let me go and actually do this guy. I have 1,000 of them. Create a close order with stop at 10%. Stop limit, I think limit, trail stop, and then there will be a percentage icon here. 10%, I want it to be That was DG. Yeah. So I think 234. Based on that, it keeps on changing that stop. Okay, we're waiting for stop. How to set limit and okay. What else? Do you have any other questions? How to place orders based if volume greater than average volume? Okay. So that one would be based on the trade buy, right? And you go to that additional settings, and I don't know whether it lets you do that or not, but let's go and see DG steady, and you can say volume average. Steady volume difference. I don't know what exactly this means, less than or equal to. So I think it has to be this kind of steady and volume average, and volume average steady greater than or equal to something. Okay, so if you can actually go here and edit it and create some complex conditions here in the setup. So it should be like edit, right? Volume average 50. Okay, so that's what it is, right? So what you have to do is here, like you can go to things script editor and then say volume greater than volume average of 50, okay? Something like that. So when you go and click that, yeah, and you can save that guy and confirm and send. Chart, and you can go and can add yeah, so it kind of it's waiting for something, and as soon as this volume crosses above the volume average, then it triggers that one. I think that's what it should be. So waiting on condition, right? Yeah, I think this would be it. Yeah, you can do that kind of thing. Okay. Can you please show IV percentage script and how to set up? So you go to charts, and I hope I have it. Yeah. So you go and look at that guy, you added that. That's pretty much it. It works on daily. So as long as the chart is on daily, that should be good. Okay. So it has earnings there into it, right? So it's showing you how much the IV percentage is changing over time as it coming close to earnings. Okay. So 200% spike in volume than previous minute. Yeah, you can configure that. So especially what's happening here is there is a very powerful studies and things like you can start creating a new study, and things editor you can actually use a lot of things, right? Like here the volume, um, say tech analysis, volume, average volume, all these are there. You can create a formula that becomes true whenever your condition is true. And once that condition is set, then you can use that condition in any of the orders and stuff. Okay. And this is the same editor that it displayed when you go from this also. Okay. Like steady edit, like here, right? So this is the same editor that it displays. Okay. So you can use all those things and formulas and stuff. There will be probably like the musical notes, right? You can create billions of music from the musical notes like that. You can do a lot of combinations from different studies and stuff here. The script for IV percentile, let me see. I'm posting it in the chat, and that is a script for IV percentile. Okay. I think any other questions? I'm looking at the chat. For day trading, what moving averages to consider to say it's bullish or bearish? I think 15 minutes chart looks decent. So when you go and look at 15-minute chart here, yeah. So you like here, for example, as soon as it moves above the 5 EMA and 8 EMA, it maintains the trend. That would be a decent thing to watch for. So excuse me. Yeah, so this is a day, right? So it went above those averages and staying above it. So that's where you stay long. And once it kind of crosses below, you come out of it. Okay? So here it went below those things and stay long. 9-period average, 9-period EMA would be good measure of how the trend is during the day. Okay, if you do not want to kind of mess up with all these things. Okay, I think those were the questions that were coming in through. How to remove volume from the detached chart tab. So you can go to settings here. If it is a equity, you can go to equities and show volume subgraph. If it's the option that you're looking at, so you have to disable that in all these four different tabs actually to see that. Okay. And any way to check sudden spike in volume of a stock on a minute basis. You can probably write a script for that one. We have to go to scan and then add a filter. Stock based looks like, right? There is a volume here. Volume. Sudden spike in volume, right? So I don't know. You have to come up with a formula of 1.5 times or 2 times, but say 100,000. So whenever you say sudden spike, you have to compare it with respect to an average thing, right? So you have to play that around, but I'm just kind of taking this guy, and then you can change this to scan, right? And you have to change it to what is that volume, daily volume. The setting of it should be either daily or minute or something like that. So once you have that, let me see. But a lot of issues there because I'm in a simulated trading mode. Stock. Okay, R size is 10. And maybe there should be a setting that should display there, which says what is the time frame, whether it's minute or hourly or something like that. So let me go back and load some existing scans. Mhm. Yeah, I have to switch to, let me switch it to the regular ones. It's installing. Any other questions that are coming in? I will do a hard stop at in 4 minutes for now. So let me looking at questions. IV percentage script doesn't show in preview when I check shared items. Okay. So let me open it for you. Why again? Sorry. Mhm. Are you on a daily? Because IV rank works only on daily. Uh, Best indicator for swing trading. There are so many indicators. I think moving averages is a very decent one if you can understand it thoroughly. We have the technical analysis training sessions where we discuss a lot of in-depth indicators and stuff. So if you would like to attend those sessions, then we have that starting on September 11th. Okay, so that will be very interesting for you. Like this is the session where probably moving averages is very decent. Bollinger Band also is very good for swing trading. And in the indicators, I would say swing, right? MACD is critical. Ichimoku is critical. All these are critical. I can't pick one because when you stick to only one indicator, you might get some false positives and stuff. So you have to kind of um, check multiple indicators and make sure all of them are showing in the same direction, pointing in the same direction. Okay, so you can actually enroll in that course if you want to if you want to learn in depth into that. It's a 4 weeks course every Saturday morning 10 to 1. What's the best MA, 5 or 9 or longer? It depends on the type of trader. Say for example, here I bought a DocuSign. I'm on a weekly, right? I want to be very, very, very quick in preventing losses. So you use 5 so that as soon as it comes below 5, you exit it. Okay. But you are a long-term trader and you're okay to add docu furthermore. Like you probably are like a half of your position and you'd like to go to full on a further pullback. So then you can use 20 MA or 50 MA. Whenever it pulls back to that level, you can buy it. Okay. So it depends on the swing trader and whether you're in an adding mode or a quick profit booking mode or something like that. But at the bottom line is it has to lose the 5 before it loses anything. So how quickly you want to close the trade, how desperately you want to avoid losses is the question. What moving average to be okay? Yes, I'm entirely okay. Let's see. You were asking about this one. So what you have to do is you have to go into the setup. Setup, open shared items, and copy that script, preview. So it comes as TDIV. Okay, and it import as you can give a name here or that's what it is. So you have to search for that one. And you can, if you did not click this one, it just imports. Okay, so let me see. I think there's a pop-up on the other screen. So once you are imported, it's steady, right? You have to go to studies and add it. So when you go to studies here and say RC underscore I, so you have it. That's what you put as, and you add it. Apply. You might have the studies switched off also. So you have to go and make sure that the studies are switched on. Either you can do that way, or you can go to the settings and show studies switched to on. Once you are there, sometimes these lower ones doesn't get populated. You have to go back into that studies and apply so that it gets populated. Okay. Yeah, so that's what you see. Let's see. Got it. There was a typo. Okay. That's good. So you're able to get it. So with that, we are at 4:02 time commitment. Thank you very much for joining this session. And if you would like to get in-depth knowledge of this program is very useful for you. We'll be going in depth about all the basic things that you need as a swing trader, and then all the things that you need to know about Fibonacci ratios, retracements, and stuff. How to come up with exits and entries, and different technical studies. There are thousands of them actually, and these are some of my favorite. And then once we have that in the fourth week, we'll use all those to create stock screeners and scanners and study based scanners and stuff. Okay. So yeah, with that, we also have options training sessions, three of them. This happens on Sunday. This will be very in-depth option training sessions too. Sunday 10 to 1 is options. Saturday 10 to 1 is stocks technical analysis training. So hope that was helpful. With that, let's conclude the session unless Kishore has something to add.
Yeah, that's it, Uday. Yeah,
Okay,
thanks. Thanks, Uday.
thank,
Thanks
thank you
for that.
very much. Thank you guys. Have a great rest of the
Yeah.
weekend. Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.